Hey, welcome back to another episode of Tune Quest. Today we've got another Clairo tune, Thank You, and this is just a great tune, great chords as usual. Let's get into it. The main chord progression goes something like this. Okay, so that's how the verse goes. Now you may have noticed that the first time I played it, I was just playing the chords and then I played the melody, and that's exactly how we're gonna go through this breakdown. Okay, so we're gonna start with the chords and then take a look at the melody. Our first chord is an A flat major 7th. What we're gonna be doing here is just constructing the chords where we've got the octave in the left hand, right? The octave playing the root of the chord, and in the right hand, we're going to be playing triads to complete the major 7th chord, which means that we're creating triads built from the third of the chord. So here in the case of our A flat major, the third of A flat major is C, and from that C, we're basically creating a C minor triad, right? So that will give us an A flat major 7 chord, right? And let's just pulse it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Our next chord is a D flat major 7. Okay, same deal. We've just got a D flat octave there in the left hand, and we're creating a minor triad built from the third, which is F minor triad, giving us a D flat major 7th. Now here for our next chord, G flat major 7th. Wow. Again, we're actually playing the same chord, right? I'll explain it. G flat octave in the left hand. Now, the voicing is a little bit different, right? Notice, if we follow the same formula that we've looked at, constructing a minor triad built from the third, this is what we get. G flat major 7th, but what we're doing in this case is we're inverting this B flat minor triad into this inversion, which is its second inversion, meaning it's just a different arrangement of the chord. So that's what we have, right? And then we have this chord. This is a C minor, C octave. In this case, we're not creating a 7th chord, we're just gonna play the C minor triad in its first inversion like this. And then the last chord in the progression, probably the most interesting chord, is this. This is actually an A flat dominant. Just create, you know what? Create an A flat octave in the left hand and create a G flat major triad in the right hand. That's kind of what you can play. Now, lower that note a half step to turn it into a G flat dominant chord. Okay, so let me just play the chords straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, with these piano progressions that Clairo has in her tunes, they aren't typically played straight like that. There's a little bit of syncopation, which means that some of the chords come slightly before the beat. And let me show you. 1, 2, 3. That D flat major 7th comes just before the beat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this G flat major 7 comes on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That C comes slightly before the beat. Now if we pulse it, like that. Okay, so that's how you play the chord progression. Now let's take a look at the melody, which is actually just kind of like the same progression. We can play exactly what we just played, but we're adding the melody on the top there, okay? So The melody starts there, right? G, 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 A flat. So we can actually maintain this chord that we've already got because that G is on the top. And then we go down here. The melody kind of does that, right? Right? C, B flat, A flat, B flat. And then, okay, that's interesting. So you can start with this F minor triad, raise that top note, then bring it down. Right? A flat. The melody goes to this G. And then ends on that chord, okay? So let me play that slowly. Okay, so that's the verse, and then we go to the chorus, which goes like this. Okay, so that's how the verse... Sorry, that's the chorus now. That's how the chorus goes. Let's quickly take a look at the chords. First, we have A flat major. Sorry. A flat major going to B flat major. And again, we're just creating these chords with the octaves playing the roots in the left hand. Right? A flat major, B flat major. Now here, you can just create a B flat major triad in its second inversion like that. And then we go down to E flat major 7th. Notice in the right hand, we're going back to that original structure that we looked at earlier, creating a minor triad built from the 3rd. Okay. See that? That G is the 3rd of E flat. So, A flat major, B flat major, E flat major 7th, right? Now, fortunately, when we play the chords in these inversions, with these voicings, the melody is actually a top note. The melody goes like this. Right? And then it does this rise up thing. F, G, A flat, B flat. Right? Now again, we use these anticipated beats to create these chords, right? Let me play it straight so that you can kind of feel what I'm talking about here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right? That's a straight chord progression. Now, Clairo uses a lot of syncopated chords, which means that this last chord, this 3rd chord in the progression, comes slightly before the beat, right? You feel that, right? And then the last time around, the melody just goes, right? E flat, B flat. And then it goes back to the verse, but the second time we go to the chorus, it kind of extends out and it goes like this. Okay, so what's this? Here we're just descending this kind of E flat major scale. Right, our E flat major scale goes like this. Here's a really great example of why practicing scales is really effective. Like, most melodies just come from the scale. Listen to this. We're just descending the E flat major scale starting on the 5th. And then going down to the 7th and then back up. That's all that's going on here, right? Okay, so that's a really great example of why scales are not just a boring exercise. They are the foundation of melody and harmony, in fact. And by that token, if you want to kind of get into improvising over this, you could use the E flat major scale. So for example, if you just wanted to create like a left hand thing, you could just use the octaves like we've already got here. Or you could use it kind of like an arpeggio, where you play the root 5 octave 5 of A flat, then root 5 octave 5 of B flat, and then E, like this. And then so in the right hand you would use the E flat major scale. I was just playing the E flat major scale. Well, I was doing a little bit more than that, to be truly honest. But at the end there, I was literally just going up and down. Oh, sorry. Just up and down the E flat major scale. Now on the left hand, I'm playing this A flat major chord as a 7th chord shape. B flat major chord standard, like that. E flat major chord as a 7th shape, if you wanted to play the chords like this. Yeah, that's just a little lesson on improvisation. If you want to get good at improvising, start with practicing your scales. I know it might sound boring. It's not boring, in fact. It's the most ultimate. I think scales are truly like the panacea. It's like if you had one exercise to rule them all, I would say it's scales practice, because it's the foundation of harmony, melody, and it's a great way to develop finger dexterity. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully that sells you on practicing scales. Like, I know on the surface they seem so boring, and I know because, like, as a kid when I started learning the piano, I was like, nah, I don't want to practice scales. Get your scales away from me. I was like, my piano teacher, it felt like my piano teacher was trying to give me vegetables. But when you grow up as an adult, you realize actually vegetables are the secret. Okay, I'm getting a little bit goofy now. I'm going to end the video there. Hopefully this lesson was helpful. This tutorial was helpful and you can play this tune. And hopefully now you know the power of practicing scales and you're going to practice them. Please promise me you do that. If you want to learn more, I've got 2 full courses on keyboard wizardry and some free materials. You can check out the top link in the description. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please help me and this channel grow by liking and commenting and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Good luck. Bye.